Okay, first line will be for you.
あー、こんなの something じゃない。
hmm
Do you know what that is?
It should be like orderly, like to have like correct manners type of word. I think it's like kiritsu, but that might not be correct. I'm not exactly sure on the pronunciation
No, that looks
of the
right.
word.
Yeah. So
Oh,
こんな
sorry, we're on the previous page. My thing moved me forward one. Bop,
Oh,
bop, 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 bop. So here we are. This is what we
okay.
should be.
So コラムはアラナを見た。ベッドに腰掛けて、剣をみ、磨いているところだった。So Karam looked at Alanna. The ベッドに腰掛けて. Is that like he got up from the bed?
Nope, he was sitting on the. So you see how it says was datta at the end of the sentence?
Mm,
So in Japanese, tensing only exists at the end of the sentence or
mm,
at the end of relative clauses. So anything in the middle, like pausing like this, there's no actual tensing here. There's just certain verbs that have to be in certain forms in order to make the and in the sentence. So, like, tada, for example, even though it ends with a ta, isn't actually past tense in
mm.
the context it's used in. Same as that kind of idea. So here, even though te tends to come up with teiru, like doing an action in the process, this is something he was already doing, which is why it ends with datta of the sentence. So Kuram was tokoro.
Okay. So, like sitting on the bed, kin o migaiteru, polishing his swords. He was like in a state of doing those things.
Yep, he was just about to be doing. Yep, that's what he was doing.
Oh, and then honki nanoka. So are you serious?
Yep. アランナは部屋をうろうろした。こんなのは無理だよ。アランナは重木に言った。こんな日課じゃ死んでしまうもの。ずっとこんな風に暮らすなんて誰にでもできやしない。私は So Alanna, she urol's the room, which I think is like pacing back and forth, and
Mm,
says, "This type of thing is impossible." This is what she says to her male servant, which is Koram. She says, "This if you do this kind of daily life, then all you're going to do is die. Um, Having to live your whole life doing this kind of thing, like the whole time doing this, nobody can do that. And for me." And then she gets cut off from Koram.
あんたがすぐ諦めるやつだとは知らなかったよ。So I didn't realize you were the kind of person to just quit
Yep.
so soon. コラムはアラナの話に静かに口を挟んだ。Um, so, Karam stopped.
Kuchio hasamu means to interject into a conversation.
So he like interjected and quieted her story.
Yep. He basically made her story stop, right? By
Mhm.
interjecting inside of it. Or you could say he said the sentence quietly. It could be the other interpretation, right? He says, "Anta ga sugu ni akirameru yatsu to wa shiranakatta." Like he says it like that
Mm.
way. Like, like he's kind of calmly kind of interrupts the story kind of idea. 諦めてなんかいない。アラナは噛みつくように言った。ただ抗議してるんだ。So he says, I'm not, giving up. This is what Alanna says as if she's biting at him. She kind of spits this out at him. It's, it's the protocol going on here. I'll double check Kogi. I'm just protesting what's going on here. And then the next line will be for you.
あーやり方が不 不公平
Yep, 不公平 injustice.
やり方が不公平だから、um, take something?
Yeah, that was the word kogi, which is to
Oh,
protest
抗議。
against something.
抗議してるんだよ。それに、倒れるまで、の働かせるんだから。So, because the way they do things is not just, I'm protesting. Also, 倒れるまで, so like, also because I'm
測ら
being,
せる.
oh, also because you can't work, you can't work until
You,
you collapse. Or,
yeah,
the,
they're gonna make me do that.
mm,
The
okay.
saseru. Well, yeah. Uh, yeah, aseru, yeah. I was like, wait, is it saseru? It's aseru. I had like a moment of panic. I was like, wait, am I wrong? Yeah, it's like they're gonna force me to work until I collapse. This is what she's protesting against.
Mm.
自分の時間が欲しいよ。県の練習は今したい。先生がいいと言うまで持つなんて嫌だ。やりたいのはやりたい。こうしたい。ここで習うのはそういうことじゃない。So she says, I want my own free time, you know? And right now, I really want to practice learning with the sword. And I don't want to wait. I hate having to wait until the teacher says I'm good enough to start practicing with that. And what I want to do is you want to do this. The thing you're learning here aren't things like that. And then the next line will be for you.
ここで狙うのは、uh, this was 規律
Yeah.
規律というものだ. So the thing you're going to learn here is discipline.
はい。Perfect. 世界はあんたが望むように、はできてないんだ。規律を学ばなきゃ。So you're not going to be able to do whatever you want in this world, and this order, it's the strict order, like you have to learn, like the hierarchy kind of like idea. Next little paragraph will be for you.
こんなの規律じゃない。人の手には余るって。こん、
It's
おは、
maybe
は
I'm
まる。
wrong. I'll double check. No, I'm wrong. What does 人の手 mean? Hmm. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
So, this kind of discipline, or I guess not this kind of discipline.
This thing that's going on is not really discipline.
Okay. 人の手には余るって。Um, is this like 人の手にはthere's
I would do the whole sentence. Like
okay.
continue the next one since in on its own it doesn't really mean much. It just says a person's hand is way too much. So it's probably saying like they're making someone do too much work, but it's not like
Uh,
officially in the dictionary as that.
こんな暮らしはできないし、するつもりもないね。これは命令だよ。荷物をまとめててば。So, this kind of lifestyle is like, it's not doable.
Hmm.
するつもりないね. Uh, for this part, I don't know if she's talking about she has no intention of doing it or
Should be I have no intention of doing it.
Okay. So it's not, you're not able to live this, and I have no intention of trying.
Mm-hmm.
クラム、これは命令だよ。Crom, this is an order. Pack your luggage.
Perfect. コラムは輝く剣の刃からわずかな汚れを丁寧にこすり落ちた。So, コラム, uh, he is, slipping off very, like, politely, like calmly, the small amount of dirt that is on his shining blade. So he's just still wiping off his blade. And これからようやく注意深く剣をベッドの上に置く. And then he finally places his sword on top of the bed in a very like kind of slowly, cautious kind of way, like very deliberate. よいしょとひざまずいてベッドの下に手を伸ばすと荷物を引きずりした。And then he, very like an old man, goes, uh, pulling out stuff that's underneath the bed, like the luggage and stuff. And then the next two lines will be for you.
はいはい。おっしゃる通りに、コラムは答えた。Yes, yes, as you say. And then, でも、あんたを、うーん、conse?
This is, yeah, it's, I think maybe, but it means like, to be like, have like patience type of idea.
Okay. So, maybe conse があるように育てたつもりだったんつもりだったん
Conjol, to have
だ
a
が、
willpower.
感情。そう、感情が、本当を感情があるように育て、育てたつもりだったんだから。Okay, so, あんたを the O is like paired with the sodateta, right?
Yes, that is correct. Yep, we got a relative clause within a relative clause.
So like 感情があるように so like the willpower, like there was
Well, if you're
willpower.
going to be doing this, remember what I told you about relative clauses? It goes at the end of something. So it
Mm.
says anta o sodateta,
So
right?
like yeah, you were raised
In what kind of way was she raised?
to have willpower.
Yes.
感情があるように育てた。Okay, つもりだったんだから。So, like, you, I don't know, you were supposed to be raised to have willpower.
Yeah. And tsumori is an interesting like word. I think it's like I believed in this context
Mm,
rather than we planned this in your raising criterion type of
mm.
idea. It just means like to have intent towards something in like a thinking kind of way. But one of the meanings is belief. So I think he was saying, I thought you were raised. I think is what he's saying here instead. Um, 柔らなか貴族の霊気を育てていたとは思わなかった. He says, I didn't think you were raised like a noble woman who's all soft. 私は柔な貴族の霊気なんかじゃない. Alanna は、わめいた. So Alanna cries out, I am not some kind of soft little noble lady. でも、こんなことを続けるほど 頭がおかしくないもん。However, if I was going to continue doing what these things are going on here, then wouldn't I be like crazy? 夜明けから、日暮れまで、その後もずっと休みなく働いて、どこまでも終わりがないんだから。He says, from dawn to dusk, even after that, the whole time, there's no time to break. All you're doing is working, and there's actually no end in sight for that. Like, of course, you'd have to be crazy to do that. And the next line will be for you.
自由時間は冗談でしかないし、午前の3時間目のクラスが始まる前にはなくなってるんだから。So, free time is nothing but a joke. And I don't know, is this like the third class in the morning? For like okay, so the third class, so before the third class in the morning starts, なくなってる. I'm not sure what the なくなってる is saying.
Just translate it literally. What does naru mean?
Naru, to become?
Yeah, and what does naku mean from the verb adjective nai?
I don't know, not.
Yep, not. So to become notness, right? Like the opposite of adu, to exist, to not exist. So something has come to no longer exist. What was Alanna talking about earlier?
Free time?
Free time. So by the time third period class starts, she no longer has any free time because she's been given so much homework.
Oh, okay.
The word doesn't specifically say homework, but that's like the contextual information we got from living with her day-to-day life. それでもやってくると思われていて、できないと罰を受けるなんて、それに倒れ方なんかを学ばなきゃならないし、弓の構え方まで一からまた学ばなければならないんだ。So he says, on top of that, if you are thought that you're finally able to come to do it, if you're unable to do it, you're given a punishment. And that's crazy. And the fact that I have to learn how to fall or have to learn how to hold my bow from like the basics, ugh. And then the rest of the paragraph goes to you.
私はトレボンドで最高の狩りうどだったのに。So I am, so in Trebond, I am the greatest, is that hunter?
Yeah.
Okay, so even though I'm the greatest hunter in Trebond, それに何か言ったら、ますます宿題が震えるなんて。So if I were to say something like that, it would, my homework would increase.
No, nothing like that. It just says それに何か. So it says on top of that, if I say something. So the previous line saying like, oh, but I'm the best hunter in my country. That's actually not related to the saying anything. The best part of the country is just her complaining about the fact she had to relearn the bow from the beginnings. She's like, I am so great at using the bow. What the heck are you talking about? And if I say anything, like homework's hard or whatever, like in general, then I also get in trouble. Like so unfair.
Gotcha.
コラムは床に膝をついたままアラナを見上げた。ここに来ると決めたとき、大変だと分かっていたはずだろう。コラムは思い出せた。簡単に騎士になるなんて誰も言わないさ。少なくとも俺は言ってないね。So Koramu, he is on his knees on the floor, because you remember he was getting stuff underneath the bed, and he looks up at Alanna. He says, "When you decided to come here, I'm just pretty sure you understood that this was going to be a big pain in the butt." This is what Koramu is kind of reminding about.
Mm.
Um, no one ever said that becoming a knight was going to be easy. At the very least, I never said that. And
Mm.
then the next uh, two lines will go to you.
あんたに言ったはずだ。So you should have said that.
That's a good guess. So we have a knee here. You know what that marks?
It's marking who we're talking to or who is being spoken
Yes,
to.
in this context, it is marking who it's talking to. Final state of the verb. So, あんたに言ったはずだ is saying, I should have said this to you.
Okay. 起きている時間は一分たりとも気を緩めることなんかできないし。Um, so for that part, 一分たりとも気を緩める. There's a lot of words I don't know here. So the
Yeah. I have noted that the ichibun is the duty, and taritomo means not even. So, um,
気を
um,
緩める.
it probably means like to relax your efforts, look down one's guard. Um, I feel like he's making a like metaphor here, like when you're, fighting in the in the war, even if you're tired, right? You can't relax your duty. You have to continue working no matter what. So he basically says, as soon as you wake up, like the time that you're awake, you cannot do something like loosen up your guards, and you just kind of have to continue doing your duty. That's the job of a
Wow.
knight. So that's
Okay.
like what he's trying to say here, but said in a way that sounds weird. It's like words we don't know, but that's like the what he's like talking about. He's saying, "Hey, this is hard to do."
おまけに寝る時間もたっぷり削らなけりゃならないって. So on top of that, sleeping time たっぷり削 like is this saying like on top of that you must like lessen how much time you sleep? Like shave away
Oh,
that?
that probably makes sense, because kizura does mean to shave something. And
Hmm.
tappuri though normally means you have a lot of sleep, so the amount of a whole bunch of sleeping time you have has to be chipped away. That's what it's like to be a knight.
Sounds about right.
Perfect. And そんなのに、たった3日過ごしただけで逃げ出すとはな. And he says, man, and even though that's what it is, it only took you 2 days before you felt like you wanted to run away. 私は逃げ出すんじゃない. He says, I'm not trying to run away. おっしゃる通り。ですとも、お嬢様、コラムはうめき声を漏らしてベッドに腰下ろすと、び、ぶ、ブツに手を伸ばした。荷造りはすぐ済むよ. Says, of course, your gracious young lady. Koram says, and then Koram lets out a groaning voice as he gets up from the bed. Um, and he reaches for his boots and says, "The luggage will be gathered up. Koshio orosu. That should be the put down your butt. Bed. Oh, he sits back down on the bed. That's he's on the floor earlier, if you remember. Um, and next two lines for you.
アラナは自分の部屋のドアを叩きつけて、閉めた. So Alana's own bedroom door is the tataki tsukeru like someone knocked on it? Like someone knocked and or closed it?
So tataku does mean to hit. I would say in this context, since she slammed the door, would be my guess.
Ah, that makes sense. So, 乱暴に自分の荷物を引きずり出してじっと見つめる。乱暴 is like violent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So violently, she took her own luggage. Hikizuri. I guess she took her own luggage out and just stared at it.
Yep. Perfect. それから、はーっとため息をついて腰を下ろすと、嫌気がさして頭をさすった。So, and then she lets out a sigh of "ha," and she koshiorosus, to gets off from her butt in some way, and she maybe or sits. He normally means like to sit down, I think. Actually, I'm going to double check. Oh, she oh. Yep, to sit down. So she sits down on something, maybe on top of her luggage, and she rubs her head and she like does something else. I don't know what the yakegasashi is telling me. I hate it. You know, it's like she's saying in a way like she hates something. Yake. Okay, to be tired of. So in a way like she's tired of something, she rubs at her forehead. トレイボンドでは好きなことをして好きなように行動できた。Back when she lived in Trebon, she was able to do whatever she wanted to do. ここの生活は全然違う。それが辛く思えるのかな He says, and over here, her daily life is the total opposite. I wonder if this is part of why it's so hard to live here. Like the life here is so hard. It's because she can't do whatever she wants to do. And then the next one little line will be for you.
だんだん、だんだん自信がなくなってきた。Uh, so I've gradually come to lose confidence in myself.
はいはい。コラムにすぐ諦めるとか逃げられ出すと言われたのがトゲのようにぐさぐさと心に刺さっている。So the words that Koram told her, which was "You're running away and you give up so fast," was stabbing into her like a thorn. And I'm gonna
That's what the
have a
toge is.
yeah, toke thorns. And I'm gonna have us stop here for today. Where is my pausing recording button? Somewhere in here.